So you can see mountains of rubbish uncollected here, most on the streets of Cebu City. And people are getting sick from it as well because it's been there for over a week. This is the ordeal of most people here after the storm. Our electric company only installed 33% of the electric connections for the city. So you could imagine it. There is about 67% still having Christmas on the dark, or maybe New Year in the dark, but hopefully that is not the case. So most people will spend their time going to charging station that is provided by some of the malls that's already been lit up. But here I am in Oak Ridge, even though only half of the vicinity have been powered by the electric company, they still provide a charging station for the people, even though it is on generator power. So there's a group here and there's a group over there. And even in local villages, they are providing charging station, which they charge through a battery and then charge the people like 10 pesos for cell phones, 50 pesos for power banks. And the first one I've seen is in Country Mall is 100 pesos per phone, 150 power bank. So different prices vary, but most of it are free. That's why you can see connections after connections is what's happening. Extension to extension is what's happening. Signal is also a problem here, and not just electric, also water and food is now getting scarce here. So I hope this will not continue on, because the Cebuano people will be suffering soon. They are now suffering slightly without the electric, water, and signal, but food will be the worst. Water is now getting worse as well. Drinking water. So part of the effects of the typhoon and storm here in Cebu City is the scarcity of generators. The powering up of Cebu is really taking so long for only 1% every day, and still generators is still the one that people are looking for. I'm here very early in this shop because there's a generators for sale, and unfortunately they also don't have the stocks. So I'll be looking around now for generators that will help ease us our uncomfortableness, discomfort rather, at night. Because look at me, I'm so distraught. You can't hardly sleep. It's so hot, so dark, and you have to wake up early to utilize the light of the day. So they don't have stocks. This is one thing of the problem after the storm, is this rubbish everywhere, and a lot of them has been there for so long. Even household rubbish, not just the flying debris, because it seems like the services cannot cope up with all the massive amount of rubbish everywhere in the city. So you can smell some of the rotten food, some of the rotten rubbish there, whatever it is, that's not been picked up for weeks. Since it's been a week now since the storm, and Cebu is not nearly fixed yet. We are trying our best to rise up again, but the services are too slow because it's too much damage. food supplies are not really that scarce with the market, the market for rice and other vegetables. As far as I'm seeing the market areas, I mean fresh market areas, not groceries. It's the groceries that has the problem. And traffic everywhere, even though the supply of gasoline is now regulated. You don't see a lot of long queues anymore, but a lot of roads has been closed, so you can expect this rubbish. And then lanes have only been the left to one lane sometimes, like wait, because I'm adjusting my mask, and you only pass one way instead of two ways because of the damage on the roads. But I believe the Cebuano can rise up to this. There's only 1% of powered homes every day, so there's still a lot more to go. As of 3 o'clock yesterday, the total is about 64,000 homes powered from 474,000 in total. So there's still a long way to go. And if it's the rate that they're going right now of 1% a day, I could see myself and my family and the place where we're living to be lit up around February or March time. So it's really hard right now for us here in Cebu City, but soon it will be over. I'm here in a gasoline station because the one I'm riding on will get some gas. And have you noticed that there's no more long queues around the gas station? Since a few of the places here have already started to get power from electric, and you can see that it also lessens the queue for petrol because less and less people is requiring it for their generators. And also there's a limit now that you cannot just buy whatever you want. You have to limit yourself to the size of your vehicle, and if you do want to have container, it's only limited to 5 liters. At least the government is now enforcing the ordinance to stop all this hoarding, which causes the increase of prices more than 200%. And so here it's now regulated. There's no long queue. In fact, when we arrive, it's just like this. And there's no hassle anymore. Petrol stations are asked to open 24 hours. And even though there is electric in some areas in Cebu City, the problem is still the water. As of yesterday, they have only installed about over 5,000 houses out of the 420,000 residentials that they are powering. Hopefully they can have more and more every day. It's Christmas Eve supposed to be today, and a lot of people are still suffering, celebrating the holidays in the dark. But this is one of the good signs that the panic and profiteering has finally eased up. You can see there's our traffic officers and also representative from the City Hall monitoring almost every station here in the city. So you can see mountains of rubbish uncollected here, most on the streets of Cebu City. And people are getting sick from it as well because it's been there for over a week, and it's now not segregated. It's all mixed rubbish, mostly rotten food. Because with no power, a lot of people lose a few of their food stocks. You know, maybe some people have lost a lot. I only lose a few. I have managed to give some of my frozen food away to my neighbors, and so I only have a few losses on those food that you cannot all consume, just that the freezer starts melting before you can use it. And I could see up ahead that the Korean surplus shop has been completely blown, and they are on a big sale there. That's the Korean shop that you're looking at, and they are on a big sale because items are now exposed. So clothes, all the sheets that they have on top has been blown away. So this is the big problem right now, is the help of the government is not arriving as fast as needed. So with my housing project, I know I have said that until house number 7 is now financed, but I want to put my limb onto it and make it 10, because I've seen a lot of people just even around my area does need help for rebuilding their houses. It was completely blown away, or some tree has fallen over it, and they need help, you know. I will feature some of them to you, and with the 10 house help for this qualified families will make a lot of difference. We cannot help them all, but our registered charity can help a few people change their life, help them from this storm that just happened. So as of the moment, we are on project 7 that's fully financed, but I'm looking at helping at least 10 through our registered legal charity. And I'm going around looking for printers that are open, because I had a lot of forms to fill up with all these projects that I'm going right now as a legal charity. Everything is documented. Every peso is documented, because that's what the DSWD will be checking. That's what the BIR will be checking. So here we are on Archbishop Avenue. No traffic lights, so traffic enforcers are the one imposing the traffic manually. The damage in IT Park is just mostly trees blown over, but most of the buildings have stood still, and only aesthetics are blown away, so they must be built to stand this typhoon. And there's the recovery thing for electric poles, so they are working on this area. all the signs of crossroads of the restaurants that's in there has been blown away. Again, rubbish uncollected, but not a lot of damage around this area. That's why I could see that they will be powered soon. There's a lot on this area has already been powered. I mean, you have to follow this road, Banilad, and like I said, Country Mall is already on back to normal power. So I could foresee this area will be the next one.